funniest thing is this is like Edison's friend from Microsoft who was like, hey, do you mind asking Leslie if she would be down to like be on a song with me? Like I have an idea for a song, but I don't know if it's like, you know, and then he's like, would you mind doing my friend a favor? He's like my coworker. He wants you to like rap on a song. I was like, sure. About Among Us? Yeah. Heck yeah. Who's imposter? It's me, Fuslie, chopping up a human like an E.T. Bruce Lee, common collector, but a little unstable, tracking you all down on the admin table. What's the fuss? I'm barely sus. Plus, who among the crew among us can you trust? Gonna fight a third I actually remember this. Wait and see, getting crewmates out to foot just like I'm AOC. And why you think you keep? Yeah, I remember past that. I still got it. Edison definitely collected the checks. He did not collect the checks. I don't know. I hope Drew, the guy who wrote that song, I hope he collected the checks. I have no idea. I never saw a dollar of that. I don't care. I hope that there was a good ad revenue on that. 11 million views. I'm sure there's like, I don't know. I don't know how much, but I'm sure he made some off that. Do 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 do. At least $350. Yeah, at least. Probably $2,000. I don't know. Also, like, different videos make different amounts. Like, long, length, all this stuff matters. 250, 3,000. Could be anywhere from a couple hundred to a couple thousand. I don't know. Ad revenue is crazy. 25K. No shot. No shot. No, absolutely not. But, I mean, if y'all were seeing some of the ad revenues back then in the day from Among Us, you would understand why there's fucking tears. People were crying every other week. And I was like, you know what? I freaking get it. I understand. I'd cry too. It was like a craze. And people were cashing out really quick and really fast. I was like, wow. That's insane. So when people were like, let him have his YouTube video, I was like, you know what? That's actually like, let him have like a couple $1,000s with that one. I'm like, straight up, I understand. Like, that's not just a, like, I get it. I understand. It depends. But like, no, it started to get crazy. How much you did make? How much did I make? At one point I was making more on YouTube than I was on Twitch, from AdSense. I think I probably made somewhere like, nothing crazy, but like probably made 40 grand in a month at one point. Not like, I've seen some crazy shit, but I made $40,000 in ad revenue one month. I remember I was like, what the? I mean, it was crazy. I think it's because I saw crazy. I saw like, what? That is literally the most insane shit. So I made 1 month. I was like, that is insane off of ad revenue. Like, ad revenue, not a sponsor, not a donation, not subscribers, solely from people watching the ads before the videos, before the Among Us videos in 1 month period. I was like, that is more than I make on Twitch. Am I a YouTuber? What defines you being a YouTuber? YouTube, like, and I was like, I'm a YouTuber now. Yeah, I wiped my ass with 40K. No, it's crazy. I had never understood YouTube, like, because I had been trying YouTube for years and years before that. I had tried YouTube for so long. Like, you know, I was always spending more than I make on YouTube. Like, I just always did. Because, like, you know, you're paying your editors, you're putting out vlogs, you know, they're getting a couple thousand views here and there, right? But you're making a couple hundred to a couple thousand a month, but you're spending more than that because you're paying people to make them. So it was never profitable. And then Among Us just happened. And all of a sudden, we're cranking out videos like boom, 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 boom. And Among Us is just taking off. And you're getting like a couple 100,000 views per video. You're putting out 4 videos a week or 3 videos a week. Boom, 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 boom. AdSense was going crazy. I don't even know. I was just like, and then I just checked and I was like, that is ridiculous. That is actually ridiculous. Yeah. Anyways, it ain't like that. It ain't like that, but not anymore. But you know what? I'll say it. I'm glad I fell off. I'll freaking say it. It was way too much. It was way too much stress. Like, too much. Too much. I couldn't keep up. Everyone's emotions were so high all the time because everyone's just like, woo! Money, views, wow! You just lose yourself in the freaking sauce. And also, not everyone is succeeding. So it feels like it's like this, it's kind of awkward. It's like this, a little bit of a weird energy in an air. You know, some people are really upset, actually. They're like, I'm not getting that. Why? So it's like, it was a really emotional time. Among Us was like crazy. When you look back at it, it was like this flurry of a couple months where everyone just like was able to reach like crazy heights. I mean, like people were going on Jimmy Fallon. There was like games with AOC. It was like an insane time, you know. Freaking PewDiePie. I was in a lobby with PewDiePie. And that was like not that insane for the time. That's how I met like Bretman Rock and James Charles. Like I was like, what is the hell is going on right now? Like, what is actually happening? Some of it was awesome. Some of it was weird. You know, it was a really weird time. I got to confront PewDiePie in front of like 120,000 people live, and it was really awkward. But I was like, I don't think I'll ever have another time where PewDiePie and I are dead at the same time. We have a dead chat. I can access him just one-on-one. I don't think it'll ever happen. I don't know how I'm not friends with the guy. I don't know. So I'm like, I'm going to talk to him. Hey, I'm the girl from the guitar, you know, the Twitch fails one. Holy. And he didn't know I was laughing on my side. So he thought I was actually like confronting him. And then people were like, you made PewDiePie feel so awkward. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm fine. He can't tell I'm laughing. And then I think he put that in another video. Don't look, Bacon. If you're my friend, you don't ever look that up. You're breaking the laws of new friendship. Just don't even worry about it. But anyways, it was like a thing that happened a long time ago. And it's all PewDiePie's fault. And so, anyway, it was like that would happen. Just like everything was so hot. Like, there's so much happening. Bro, you would like get imposter and like 10,000 people would come over to your stream. Boom. 10K. 10,000 people watching you, calling you an idiot if you messed up. Oh my God, she's so dumb. Is she actually this stupid? She's so bad I can't watch. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I was getting so upset all the time, just holding it in. I'm like, you know, you already hard. Like, I'm already hard on myself. People are hard on themselves, you know, and then you look over, you just see a bunch of people calling you fucking stupid. It wasn't fun. But then when you'd get those wins, you'd outplay someone, or like that one toast game, remember? Where Scissors got marinated. Does anyone remember this video? Such an epic video where Scissors got marinated by Toast. More than anyone has ever gotten marinated. I mean, this was next level. He had Scissors riding or dying for him, swearing like, if Toast is imposter, I will cut off my leg type vibes. Like, he was so sure. And it was wrong, and it was amazing. And it was like games like that. Like, no one cared. Like, no one plays Among Us like that anymore. That's like peak. That was insane. That was such a good game. It was such a good game. And when I talk about this, I actually am like, yeah, that was 6 years ago, wasn't it? That felt like a long time ago. Oh yeah, the notebook incident. I mean, emotions were high. I mean, there was a day on Twitter where train wrecks just like came from my throat. He was just like, people who use a notepad are cheating in Among Us. I was like, all right, that's me. I use a notepad, and people in my community also, and they created a whole notepad app that started gaining a lot of traction. There was like 10 to 15,000 users a day on this notepad. I was like, well, shit, I don't know, people are actually going to start using the notepad like that. So it became a point where people are like, oh, the notepad. You use a notepad. And I was like, well, I just keep track of who I think is sus or safe. I have bad memory. And then it was just like, well, no, someone in this community made it. Like, because basically I would have like this thing that was just like janky, like dead, sus, who I think is sus, who I think is in it clear. And someone just made a much more clean version of it where you could drag, you could label colors. It was really pretty. And then that gained a lot of traction from people playing Among Us. And then that got the attention of other players who were then like, I think that's cheating. Memory is a core part of Among Us. And then, and I was like, well, a couple people were like, yeah, so true. And I was like, screw all of you. I don't like you. I was petty. I remembered all the people that retweeted it and stuff. I was like, I don't F with any of you guys. I always clocked it in my head. And then I think one of them, like later, I like confronted about it. And I was like, I didn't like you because you retweeted this thing that Train posted a long time ago. But I think I'm over it. Because then one of the guys ended up being kind of cool. I was like, I judged you for a couple of years because you retweeted a thing. I was petty. I was mad that day. I was like really upset because it was like so much discourse around it. I was like, it's just a notepad. Why is everyone gonna be so upset? I'm not name dropping. But it's all resolved between that person and me. And that person, it was one-sided beef, by the way. Like this person retweeted it or whatever. I secretly hated them. They didn't know for years. And then when I started to see them around and I was like, it's that guy that freaking retweeted that tweet. I don't like him. And then he was nice and it was pissing me off. I was like, I know who you are. I know who you are. Don't even. And then he was really nice. And I was like, okay, frick. Hey, man, you're cool. Frick. Okay, I'll tell you. So I didn't originally like you because you made this comment you retweeted this notepad drama thing. But I didn't want to like you, but you're actually friendly. So, sorry. I was waiting for moments to be proven right. I was like, I knew it. Ever since that notepad retweet, I knew there was something off about him. Dang it. He was kind and funny. It was not XQC. It was not XQC. You won't know him. I'm not even saying. Like, it's like a smaller creator. But it was not XQC. It was not H. June.